If you suffer from anxiety or panic attacks, I bet you lead a double life. To the outside world, you pretend all is well, while inside you feel you're about to crack up. People who struggle with anxiety tend to be very intelligent, creative, and caring people. But I guess that's not how you see yourself. You probably beat yourself up for feeling anxious all the time and think you've some kind of defect. Well, I'm going to blow the lid on those misconceptions and teach you that anxiety and panic are not something you have to manage all your life, but can end. But first, I need to get something off my chest. Do you also find it frustrating to see so many so-called solutions to end anxiety on the internet? And yet all they're really teaching people is how to cope with the problem, not really how to end it. All the books and courses out there tell you the same thing in different ways. Breathe deeply and try and distract yourself. Think happy thoughts and then wait for the anxiety to pass. Well, let me tell you something. Anyone who has experienced a panic attack or high anxiety knows that deep breathing and distraction is not going to solve the problem. That's like closing the gate after the horse is bolted. It just doesn't work. People are not being given real solutions. All they're getting are band-aids that simply cover over the problem. But that does not mean that there is not a very real solution available. What if I told you there is a very simple technique that you can use to stop a panic attack in 21 seconds flat and reduce general anxiety in 7 minutes? Sounds too good to be true. Well, it really does exist, and if you keep watching this short presentation, I'm going to tell you all about it. My name is Barry McDonough, and as someone who used to experience frequent panic attacks and general anxiety, I can show you a revolutionary way to end your anxiety problem. This almost unheard of technique has gone under the radar of doctors and psychologists for years, and yet one of the world's greatest psychiatrists, Dr. Viktor Frankl, thought it to be the only true cure for panic and anxiety. And no, it's not medication, it's not hypnosis, and it's not NLP or some other strange therapy. It's real psychology with a very unique approach to anxiety elimination. But before I say another word, I want to reassure you that I really do know what I'm talking about. For a start, I bet I can pinpoint exactly where you've been having a problem. Maybe you found yourself in the hospital's ER because you thought you were having a heart attack, only to be told later it was just anxiety. Maybe you fear you might stop breathing because your chest and throat feels tight. Maybe your bodily sensations during a panic attack are so intense you fear passing out. When you drive, do you fear getting stuck in traffic, on a bridge or at red lights? Maybe you feel nervous and afraid you might lose control or go insane in front of others. Or do you struggle with anxious thoughts that will not stop? I know exactly how you feel because I've been there too. And yes, I know you worry that you will always feel this way. Well, you can put that worry to rest right now because you won't. You will not be stuck with an anxiety problem forever. But you know, the hardest thing about all of this is the fact that other people just don't get it. You tell them how terrifying a panic attack is and they think you're exaggerating. You explain about the continuous anxious thoughts you have and they remark, "Hey, I worry too." You tell them that you wake each morning with a sense of dread, and they say, "Oh, come on, who is a morning person?" They simply don't get it. The weekend is coming up and your partner wonders why you won't go out for dinner. They say, "Oh, please, just do it for me." What they don't get is that sometimes you think you will actually die. The fear is so intense, and that your mind is in such a fog, you wouldn't be comfortable for a minute. You really wish they could understand what you are dealing with, and when they don't, you feel even more alone and anxious. Well, I've got 3 things to say about this. The first is that you are okay. Yes, you have an anxiety problem that needs correcting. You wouldn't be watching this now if you didn't. That's why you surf the net looking for answers. That's why you constantly worry if this problem will be with you forever. You worry about the scary bodily sensations and if it's a sign of something more serious. You get a cold jolt of fear at the thought of losing control and getting locked up in some madhouse. I know all of this because I've been there too. I've had the exact same thoughts and fears as you have. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay because all of this is curable. All of the anxiety can be healed, and no, you're not going to lose control or go insane, and no, a panic attack is not going to kill you. It's all okay because you are perfectly safe. Anxiety is not a mental illness. It's a behavioral problem you can quickly correct with the right guidance and information. And remember, nobody dies from a panic attack. Any good doctor will tell you that your body is perfectly able to handle this heightened state of nervous arousal. You are safe. The second thing you need to give up is being so very hard on yourself. Anxiety is such a difficult thing to go through, so give yourself a little space and some compassion. You're not a weak person. This is a real challenge and you've been so brave up until now. You will in fact become a stronger person because of all this. So stop beating yourself up or feeling ashamed. You are truly brave and you matter to many people. Lastly, you will not be like this forever. Give up feeling like